Hello and welcome. Musicians spend a lot of time travelling between gigs. It is their life. To save time, they often fly in small chartered planes. Over the decades past, there have been sadly too many who have died doing so. In 1944, Glenn Miller, the popular swing era bandleader, disappeared over the English Channel en route to Paris. The aircraft was a Norden C-64. Miller, the pilot John Morgan and passenger Colonel Norman Basil perished in the crash. Theories have included that the plane was shot down or the wings iced over. In 1959, Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens and the Big Bopper died together in a plane crash that was later immortalised by Don McLean in the song American Pie. The plane took off from Iowa in atrocious weather and headed to Fargo for their show in Minnesota. Patsy Cline, who remains one of the biggest country stars ever, died at just 30 years of age when her plane crashed in 1963. The flight was headed to Nashville after a show in Kansas City. Bad weather had caused the plane to land several times, but finally, after a takeoff in Dyersburg, Tennessee, it fell from the sky about 75 miles from Music City. Country singer Jim Reeves died in a plane he was piloting. Leaving Kansas with his manager as a passenger, the plane ran into bad weather and he became disorientated and crashed. It took days to finally locate the wreckage. In 1967, Otis Redding, at just 26 years of age and said to be one of the greatest soul singers ever to have lived, died in a plane crash. Redding left Cleveland to land in Madison, Wisconsin when, yes, bad weather came into play. The airplane fell crashing into Lake Monona. Today the cause of the crash remains unclear, though some speculate that there were engine troubles. 4 months after the crash, Redding's song Sitting on the Dock of the Bay hit #1. In 1973, Jim Croce's career was just beginning to hit big highs when he died at just 30 years of age. Road weary, Croce was itching to get onto his next and last tour stop in Texas, but upon the plane taking off, it almost immediately struck a tree. All 6 people on board died immediately, and the subsequent investigation blamed the crash on the exhausted pilot. In 1977, the band members of Leonard Skinner took a Convair CV-240 out of South Carolina heading for Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The plane ran out of fuel. Lead singer Ronnie Van Zant, guitarist Steve Gaines and backup singer Cassie Gaines were all killed, although 20 people aboard the plane survived. In 1990, Stevie Ray Vaughan, a great guitar player and a former 6-string player for David Bowie, died in a helicopter crash. The chopper crashed into a ski mountain deemed to be pilot error. In 1997, John Denver, one of music's greatest songwriters, died when his home-built aircraft plunged into the ocean. It seemed he turned to find the fuel selector valve which was behind him, applying accidental right rudder pressure. Aaliyah, a singer, performer and actor, was just 22 years old when she died in 2001. Despite being so young, she had already released 3 best-selling albums. She and friends had just boarded a plane to go to the Bahamas after shooting a new music video, and the plane sadly crashed just after takeoff, killing all on board. The investigation saw that the pilot had drugs in his system and that the plane had been overloaded. Also in 2001, Australian singer Graham Strawn, known to all as Shirley Strawn, died when he was flying his Bell 47 helicopter near Mount Archer in Queensland. Conditions were very windy and treacherous for a low-hour pilot. Shirley was just 49 years of age. I'm sorry if I leave you with the impression that flying is inherently dangerous. These are isolated incidents over very many years. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe and hit the notify bell to encourage new content.